Now, what is the Canaan strategy for transformation? Many people try to have sustainable development growth, but they don't know how they can approach. That they should know how they can approach. Then, for this, we should know the mechanism of receiving help or help to other people. If we know the mechanism, then we can have some idea. What is the difference? There is the two mechanisms to help and to receive. The first one is giving food and other necessities. And second one is teaching how to cultivate. Of course, these two are very different. And the first one, when you give food and other necessity, there will be immediate relief and improvement. And you can take a picture or so. But when you try to teach how to cultivate, it will take time. It will take time, long period, but what you need is patience. Patience. But if you want to have an immediate result, then giving food and other necessities is best. Then there will be immediate result. But there is an immediate result, but it is not last long. Few months. After few months, no more. But when you teach how to cultivate, there will be no immediate result seen. But later, there will be some fruits come out. And when you give food and other necessities, you need to supply continually. You need to supply continually. And when you teach how to cultivate, you can stop after a certain period. After 3 months, after 6 months, you can stop. Because there is reproduction and they can have a sustainable growth. Like for example, in Brazil, there is the help from government to the poor people. That's why the people who are in poor, they don't want to work anymore. Why? Because they receive some amount from the government. Even in the Philippines, 4P. And of course, we need to help them. But in Korea before, when there is no income in the poor people, government give money to them, but with work. They ask come to the construction area or some planting trees or any other work. They ask to come, and after work, they give money to them. Sometimes here nearby, there are some poor people are living, and they come to us and ask some help, like rice or money. But I told our staff, don't give money with free. Ask them to work, even the weeding. After 4 hours, then you can give them. That means they are not beggar anymore. Don't treat them as beggar. Because the reason why they are in poor, because sometimes they might not have a job. Then we provide job and work in the field as farming, and you can give some amount of rice or the money. But many countries, they give some money to the people with free. It's a political approach. But it really not help the poor people. And if you just give food and necessities, you will encourage dependence. That's why many rich politicians always using the money. In the Philippines, I think the mayor's house congested by the people because they provide every time what they want. They open the door, open the gate, and provide the food and everything. Am I right? Yeah. What is the meaning of that? They are using. It means people have dependent mind. But when you teach how to cultivate, we can encourage independence. Now, for example, there is a disaster, war, and a temporary relief. We must use the first one. For example, typhoon, earthquake, or war ongoing. We can give them food and other necessities. But when you try to develop community and sustainable development, we should not use first one. We should use second one. And to achieve sustainable development growth in order to eradicate poverty, what they need is to learn how to cultivate their life. Then we have to teach them how they can cultivate their life. Then this is the way how we can develop sustainable development. Now, then how we can do it? How we can ask them to cultivate their life? Cultivating of life is like cultivating of soil. It related to soil. For example, we have very good seed right now here. This is seed. This is a seed. When you're planting the seed by farmer or you yourself, if your soil is waste soil, that means you will have bad harvest. For example, here in this place, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, all rahal. Rahal means ash from the mountain peanut cover. That means it's a really wasteland. But even you have a very good seed plant, nothing will come out. That means waste soil produce bad harvest. But if you plant your seed in the fertile soil, then you can have a good harvest. Then, what is the first farmer should do? Planting seed or prepare seed? Or what is the first step farmers should do? Yes, cultivation of land. Cultivation of land. Farmers should change waste soil to fertile soil before he tried to plant the seed. And like farming, in order to cultivate our life, we must first convert our idle or bad mind to fertile or good mind. It's the same thing like farming. Then, from physical and spiritual wasteland to convert physical and spiritual fertile land, that is what we call transformation or mindset. Mindset. That's why always remember that it was soil related. Soil is our mind. Then, when you have a wasteland, you can have a bad harvest. But when you have a fertile soil or good mind, you can have good harvest always and good result. Then, what is the need to cultivate life is transformation mindset. That means how we can cultivate their life. What we need, mindset transformation. Then, question. Do you think we can eradicate poverty with agriculture and improve the quality of life? Yes. The answer is yes. And in the future, agriculture will be more important than other business. Why? There will be crisis of food security. War is ongoing, and the environmental change. And next year, temperatures will go up more. Like in Korea before, even the Philippines, we felt some kind of high temperature in the summertime. And winter, it might be colder than before. That's why every year there will be environmental change, and we don't know what will happen in this world because of the war is ongoing. And why farming is important? As I shared yesterday, when God created man, God commanded, subdue the earth and rule over all the creatures. It is related to agriculture. And the farming is the basic industry since the starting of the history of the world. That means farming is very important. But the problem is, Not so many people consider the farming is important. Right now, still, because of development online or internet, now first topic is AI. AI. But without farming, AI cannot exist. Cannot exist. Very simple. But nobody respect farmers. Nobody respect farmers. Because many employees in the corporation, sometimes if they don't receive the good salary or something, good treatment, they have a strike. Then when I trained the farmers, I told them, you have to have a strike for 1 month. If farmers in the world have a strike for 1 month, what will be happen? Chaos. Chaos. Maybe kill each other. Farming is important. It's important. But the problem is, really they don't consider farming as the first important thing in the nation and in the world. Now, they just focus on AI. But remember, without farming, no more AI. Now, the question is, how can farmers make a successful farming? How can farmers make successful farming? When there is farming can eradicate poverty and improve the quality of life. But why so many farmers in the world are living in poor? That's the question. Then, how we can make farmers as successful farming? And when we have farming, what do you need? First, what do you need? Land. You need the soil. You need soil. But what kind of soil you need? Fertile soil. Fertile soil. If you don't have a good soil, you cannot have a farming. Then, to have a good soil, what you have to do? Cultivating of soil. Cultivate soil or land. Now I am farmer. I just rely on the weather that God provided. Then when I wake up, raining. It's time to plant the seed and plowing. But when I try to wake up, very tired because last night too much drink. Then I told myself, oh, I'm very tired, maybe tomorrow. I will do tomorrow. But next day, no rain. After 1 week, no rain. After 1 month, no rain. What will happen? I lost chance to plant the seed on time. Then, what is important? Cultivation of soil or my mind? Before cultivation of soil, I should cultivate my mind first. Even I drink much yesterday, last night. When I wake up, there is rain. It is raining. That means I have to go there and planting seed. How this is possible? This is possible only when farmers transform their mindset. Then possible. It means starting point is cultivation of mind. Cultivation. Before cultivation soil, we must cultivate our mind. From passive to active, from lazy to diligent, and from negative to positive, and from dependent, independent, from hate to love. This is what we call transformation of mindset. That's why without transformation mindset, we cannot have a successful farming, because that is basic and root. Now, even other same, how can individual can make a successful result? When you work in the business, or when you operate a business, when you work as employee in certain corporation, the same thing. We have a livelihood, and we can eradicate poverty and improve the quality of life with this livelihood project. But for the livelihood, what we need human and material. It's physical capital and the human capital. This is for livelihood. Any corporation, any organization is same. Even NGO is same. Now, this human and material capital, we need good resources, good material, and good manpower. Then, to have a good manpower or good resources, what we need? Good management. Good management. For example, I'm the manager of certain corporation. If I manage well with the manpower and the staff and resources, so for example, material, when I buy the material, for example, canvas different places, and we can find out with a good product, good quality product with a cheap price. It's a good management. If there is no good management, corporation have a loss. For example, I just share my case. When I came here in 1986, almost more than 1 year, I studied first. Because before actual investment, I studied about the environment in the Philippines. That's why I studied in UP for entrepreneurship for 3 months. Then I know the operation, but I don't know exactly about English operation in the Philippines. That's why all the terms convert to the English, and all the system is I should make a Philippine style. That's why I have to learn. That is also related with management. Now, when I try to find the raw material or material for my manufacturing firm, I don't know where I can buy. That's why I wear the shoes and why I walk around the Tondo area. In Tondo area, so there are so many parts supplier. Then I visit one by one. Almost 2 weeks I study and I write down. Then, if you go Tondo, the price is fluctuated. Some 100, but some 50. Then I check. But when I visit there, they say, oh, we don't have that item right now, but just wait. That means they buy from other shop and they add more, then it will jack up. When I check everything, when I started my business, even my staff, purchasing manager, he didn't know anything. And when I see the price very high, then I make a memo. You can look for this item from this shop. It means we can add more profit and we can reduce the loss. That is what is a management. Then what we need, a good management. But if I'm lazy, and okay, manager, come here, you can go there and check everything. It means I just rely on manager, and manager jack up the price, not because of not honest, because he doesn't know how to do. That means I cannot make a good management, then we will have a loss. Then what is important thing is I have to change my mindset first. From lazy to diligent, and from become wise to that. It means to have a good management, what we need, cultivation of mind. Without cultivation of mind, we cannot have a good result. That's why even our personal life is the same. Personal life is same. For example, I just share about one manager from the certain corporation. They have 3,000 employees, and all the supervisor level and team leader were trained here. Even the president of that firm trained here. And one lady manager, his top manager, and he learned about saving, how they can save the money. And before, she used to go to supermarket and the shopping mall and buy the all necessary item. Then after training, he tried to buy that item in public market. Then only 30% from against the supermarket. That's why he would save a lot of money every week. And he was able to use that money for other investment. Just change the mindset. Change the mindset. And another one is very, very interesting, funny story. Then after we almost finish, we give them homework. What is homework? This is lady manager. And I asked him, when you go back, this is how you can serve your partner, either your husband and your wife. Then what's that? It's washing the foot, washing the feet. And they try to do that because that is homework. After they did, they should take a picture and send here. Then this lady did it. Then actually his marriage period is more than, I think, 15 years, more than 15 years. And after she did the feet washing for her husband, next day, husband brought flowers. Then when I visit that company, because sometimes I visit after training because I want to monitor after training what happened in the corporation. Then she shared, this is my first time to receive the flowers from my husband. That's why I told her, if you serve, maybe every day your husband will bring the flowers. How it was possible? Transform his mindset. If they change their mindset, it does always happen. And this is what we call transforming mindset. Then, how can individual can make successful result? If they have a transforming mindset, they can always have successful result. Now, I just want to share with a very simple diagram. In the farming, there are two kinds of farming. Physical farming, using soil, and spiritual farming. This is using mind. For the physical farming, we are planting seed. And when you have a good soil, you will have good harvest. But when you have a bad soil, you will have bad harvest. Then spiritual farming is using mind, planting thoughts. And when you have a good mind, you will have good behavior. But when you have a bad mind, you will have bad behavior. For example, right now, I have the spiritual farming because I'm planting thought to you. Now sometimes when you hear this right ear and go out left ear, that means you cannot memorize everything after finished training. But when you hear both ear and put in your side, that means you have a good mind, that you will have good behavior. But when you think that, okay, you say that coming here and go out, that means you have a bad mind. That means there will be bad behavior, bad result. This is the reason why we need to have a fertile land physically and spiritually through transformational mindset to have successful life. This is very clear in the parable of sower in Matthew chapter 13, verse 3 to 23. It's very clear there, here. Fell along the path, don't understand. When I try to plant thought, then if you don't understand, it's like a fell along the path. And fell on the rocky places with the not much soil, receive with joy, but no root and not last long. Not last long. And third is fell among thorns, hear the word, but unfruitful because of worries and wealth. And last is fell on good soil, receive the word and understand, bear fruit, yielding 100 times. Then, when you see this one, you can check what category you are falling now? What category you are falling now? Then you are falling number 4, falling on good soil. That means you will have successful life and you will give successful life to other people. Very clear in the Bible. Very clear in the Bible. Now, the problem is, there is a problem. Normally it is give them something necessary, but it is very difficult to teach them how to cultivate their life. It's very easy to give something to them. If you have money, you can always give to them. But it is very difficult to cultivate their life. Then how we can do it? But there is some padlock or some struggle to this. More difficult is to make them mindset independence. To make them mindset independence. Because they are always rely on other people. That's why to make them mind of independence is very, very difficult. And what we need is challenge and reformation. We have to challenge them and reformation with some reason and some procedure. We cannot just challenge them, but we have to prepare some material how we can challenge, how we can reform. This is what we are doing right now here in Canaan. And with transform mindset. Then we challenge them with transform mindset, but we need a lot of material and contents and some kind of theory and knowledge to convince them, not just to try to transform their mindset. And how we can transform mindset of people, we need education and training with the Pioneer Spirit. Education and training is very important. Yesterday, some say about, I think she say about education. Education is very important. But there is something problem in the community project by the NGO or other government or other country, even KOICA. They have a very good project, but there is not proper education and training program. There is no training program. They have a training program only for the staff, but they don't have a training program on the bottom, beneficiary. Important thing is training of beneficiary is very important. When we have Panay Island project, actually they don't have a training program of beneficiary initially, right, Clark, right? And during their project ongoing, they have many problems. That's why they send SOS to us. And there are almost 50 beneficiaries gathered, and they cannot come here because the airline cost is very high. That's why they ask us to come, to go there. And we have a mobile training program for 3 nights, 4 days, right? And we have a mobile program there. Important thing is when you start your project, first, of course, we need to train the staff, but more important thing is we need to train beneficiaries. And you have to check whether their mindset was transformed or not. If their mindset is not yet transformed, you should not go there. You should not go there. I think here, the one who worked in World Vision, Samuel, you worked World Vision before, right? Okay. When I have a special lecture to the World Vision staff, directors from Africa in Korea, I explain this way. World Vision might have, it is almost, I think 15 years ago, World Vision might have a trouble because their organization is now very big and the salary and the compensation for the staff is very big. If they don't get the project, that means they will bust out. Then I asked them, how many projects do you think were successful? But nobody answered. How many projects do you think is successful in the past? Then nobody answered. Then I introduced this way. Okay, World Vision is huge fund, and they generate a lot of funds. But before you use that funds, you have to develop first one village with a small project. Small project. And try to find out whether their mindset was transformed. Any kind of small project, it's like using token. Even just cooperation. After proper training, whether they have a cooperation each other, and very simple, the cleaning road and the cleaning the hallway or the drainage. After find out that they are cooperative with each other and have a transfer mindset, that's the time you bring the money to invest there. Then you'll be successful. That means like there is a 10 village. Then you have funds for 3 villages. Then for 10 villages, you can have a small token about project. Not without using big amount, small amount. Then you will find out. Then which village they have a transfer mindset and cooperative, then you can select. But now project is like this. Even they start to, before they start project, when they have application, they have already nominated the village. Am I right? Clark, am I right? Am I right? That's wrong. That's wrong. And the receiving party, like a COICA and other companies, just same. That's wrong. Before start the project, you have to select at least 2 times or 3 times. Select. And using very small project, not using big money, like a cleaning of beautified village or any other kind of project. Then you can find out which village is the best. Then select 3. Then you can pour. Then you'll be successful. But the problem is, I know the project that they already nominated already. Using that one, they submit the application, then approve, then they start project. Yeah, top down. That's wrong. That's wrong. So later they found out the problem, then they send SOS to Canaan. Train the people. But it's too late. It's too late. Because money is there and the project is there. I'm not sure about 7 cities ongoing. But good result. Good result. Because we train them. Good result. This is how we can do it. Now, what is the meaning of transformation? The meaning of transformation in dictionary is written a marked change in nature, form, or appearance. But in Canaan, the meaning of transformation is just revolution of mindset. Revolution. Revolution means everything is changed. Then what is the meaning of the mindset? Mindset is the established set of attitude, but it is interpreted by the dictionary. But our interpretation is habitual way of thinking. Mindset is habitual way of thinking. Habitual way of thinking. What is a habitual way of thinking? Like in the Philippines, we have Filipino time. If you go to Africa, African time, right? Because when I trained the people from Uganda and others, when I say, do you have Uganda time? But no, we don't have Uganda time, we have African time. Then what is the meaning of African time? They have a meeting and in the morning, they will come afternoon. Very simple. Philippines, 8 o'clock, meeting, but they will come 9 o'clock. But what about Malaysia? Same. What about Meghalaya? Same. Okay, Indian standard time.
Instead of standard, it's a stretching. Indian stretching time.
Okay.
We can stretch it.
You know, I have a very funny story. It's almost more than 30 years ago. And the one of my friends who is a Filipino have a big house. Here in the Philippines, big house means really big. They have a floor for dancing. And I was invited. When I see the invitation, it's 7 o'clock in the evening. Then Korean style is 10 minutes before arrive there. And when I arrive there, nobody's there. That's why I asked my driver, can you check again invitation and address? Maybe it might be wrong address. Then he checked. Sir, he's right. When I enter, nobody's there. After 30 minutes, the house helper came down. Oh, Mr. Lee, you already here? We are not yet prepared. We are now preparing. Then, almost 8:30, they prepare the food, and the guest is coming. But 9 o'clock, I should go back because my wife is always sleep 9 o'clock because she always wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and 3 hours of prayer. Then if I don't obey, then I'll be kicked out. That's why 9 o'clock, even many guests didn't come yet, but I should go back. Then after that, I met one professor from UP whose major is culture, Philippine culture. When I share with this, then she was laughing. You know, Mr. Lee, when you receive the 7 o'clock, the invitation, you should not go there on 7 o'clock. You should go after 30 minutes. That is etiquette. I was shocked. Even I have many the Christian leaders in the Philippines. Initially, they always late, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Now no more. All of them have Canaan training. That's why now always on time. And when they lead 1 minute, they send the text, Elderly, I'm almost arriving. How? Transform his mindset. It's a very simple thing. But why we should keep on time? Why shouldn't keep on time? I just want to illustrate one case before when I was still young. I started my business in 1974, and with a small factory. And one of my friends has a little big factory, and he has the export. This is what I mentioned, timing, on time. He's exporting his item to United States of America. And he received the buyer the buyer came from the United States and to visit and to meet with him. And it is a hotel. Then the meeting is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. But at that time, we have a Korean time. We also have a Korean time, always late. Then, as usual, he arrived in the hotel 8:30, just 30 minutes late. Then he called up, and they have a meeting. Then they made already order, and my friend already prepared all the material, and the buyer said to my friend, in a simple way, I want to cancel my order. Then my friend shocked. Why? Our appointment is 8 o'clock. You are late 30 minutes. How can I trust you? How can you ship my goods on time? Because this is Christmas item. If my friend cannot ship on time, it means after Christmas it's useless. Then order was canceled because of 30 minutes. It happened. It happened. That's why time is very important. Time can be the measurement of trust. Trust. Remember, always keep on time. Always keep on time. That means transformation mindset to change your habitual way of thinking. We have so many habitual thinking. We have to change it. We have to transform that one. And the transform mindset, if you have a transform mindset, we can convert physical and spiritual wasteland to physical and spiritual fertile land. That means to transform our mindset, we have to raise this question: who am I now? Who am I now? Then, who was I before? Who was I before? And who will be I in the future? Who will be I in the future? This is very important. First, who am I now? Then, who was I before? And who will be I in the future? Then you can have a very good transformed mindset. Then, to cultivate our life, in order to improve the quality of our life, we need to challenge and reform the people, and with a transformed mindset. After transformed mindset, we can have a new vision and new dream, and we can make a new plan, and we can have a new project. That means if you are under NGO or any church or any community development, always first step is you have to challenge with a transformed mindset, and that they can have a new vision and new dream and new plan and new project. Even you yourself, if you follow this one, you can have always new plan and new project. Now, how can people transform? This is the question. How can people be transformed? People can be transformed by the Christian spirit. Christian spirit. A man become Christian, that they say, born again and new creature. They say, oh, I am new creature and new born. But when you look at their life, same as before. No transformation. To become Christian means a new creature. That means old creatures should gone. That means old habit, old way of thinking should be removed. But after they become Christians, still they stick to old passion. Old passion. That means when you look their life, same life as before. But in the Bible is very clear. Christian is transformed their whole life. Their whole life. It is written in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind. That means you can be new creature. But here in the world there are so many Christians, but we don't know whether they are genuine or just churchgoer. We don't know. But born again and new creature means old is gone. And remove all old creature, we remove. That's the way we can have a good Christian life. And transforming their whole life is not complete unless they renew their mind. Renew their mind means transformation mindset. That means without transformation mindset, we cannot be a good Christian. Then how can people transform their life practically? Practically. We need to practice the true and good ways of living through training. The true and good ways of living. If we practice true and good ways of living by training, then we can transform mindset. That's why Canaan Training Center provide the place where they can have true and good ways of living. That's why in the morning we have a morning roll call. Why have we have morning roll call? Physical and salute to our national flag for patriotism. Everything is in there. And when you eat, you recite table manner. Do not eat to eat, but eat to work. If you don't like to work, do not eat. Work at least 4 hours for each meal. Why we emphasize to work 4 hours for each meal? Because if you just work for 8 hours a day, you cannot improve the quality of life. Because others are working for 8 hours. That means to follow that one, to compete with them, we have to work at least 12 hours. This is what we did before. When I was young, when I started my business, always more than 12 hours we work. Without that, we cannot compete with them. We cannot compete with them. Then, when we practice true and good ways of living, we will have a transformed mindset. And we can transform the life of mankind. When we have a transformed mindset, we can transform the life of mankind. And we can convert physical and spiritual wasteland to physical, spiritual fertile land. Then, what we used, pioneer spirit. Pioneer spirit is like Christian spirit. Later, I will share again about what is the pioneer spirit. And that means we don't have physical and spiritual poverty when we have physical and spiritual fertile land. When you have a transformed mindset, you can see yourself better. Then you will know who you are. And it means you are able to correct your old and unproductive mind when you have a transformation. And you can see your neighbors in a clearer and better way. And the result is the established good relationship. When we have a transformed mindset, we can have a good relationship with other people because you can see your neighbor in a clear and better way. And you can see the world from better perspective. Then you can do something to help to change the world, either to change your nation and to change your community. If you have a transformed mindset, you can have a transformed behavior. Like a passive person can be active. Then maybe you can check who you are. You are passive or active? Malaysian. Passive or active? Huh? Both. When I raise a question to Filipino, they say, sometimes passive, sometimes active. They say, sometimes. Because the word sometimes is very, very, it's a funny word that means nobody object. Nobody object. And the one who are negative can be positive. Positive. And those who depend on others can be independent after transformation. Those who are lazy can be diligent. And those who are selfishness, then he will have altruism. Many people are selfish. Selfish. What about you? The best answer is sometimes. Sometimes. Many people are really selfish. Selfish. And the one who has greed, they will have a satisfaction. The people who has a Mercedes-Benz, they won't have yacht. If they have a yacht, then they won't have private airplane. Greed. Greed. There's something wrong in the wealth. In the wealth. That's why you have to manage wealth in the good way. Good way. Because wealth might create greed. In the Bible, clearly mentioned that, what is the meaning of greed? Greed is idolatry. Greed. Many rich people has a greed. That's why they don't want to share what they have with the poor people. This is what happened. What happened. But in the Bible, it's mentioned about equality by the effort. That's why when we have a trans mindset, the one who has greed, they will transform to satisfaction what they have. I just want to share about when I trained the high end, it's the church members and the big church, and they are consist of lawyer, medical doctor, and businessman and manager, general manager, and around more than 50 were trained here. And actually, after training, I don't really monitor, but I heard some news. One man, after training, he had the family meeting with the children and wife. Then he said, every Saturday we go out and taking dinner. Now we cancel. That money we will donate. Then the family member agree. That's why he start to practice it. This is how he has a transformed mindset. Transformed mindset is not only for the poor people or the one who live in poverty. We have to train also high end, the one who has authority, who has a good wealth. Then, if they change their mindset, if they have a transformed mindset, they will share what they have with other people. The wealth in the world, who owned? Very minimal. I understand 1% is owned the whole world wealth. That's why in Africa, in India, in other countries, there are many poor people are living. Greed. And the one who hate, they can have a love. This hate is very important in our life, and love is very important in our life. For example, I hate Dr. Che. I hate. But I hate him, but Dr. Che don't know I'm hating him. Then who will be in trouble? I'm the one. I'm the one who struggled. Because he didn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. That means when you have a hatred in your mind, that means you will be the one who destroy your health. That's why the Bible is always emphasizing the love. If you have a love in your heart, that means always healthy and spiritually wealthy. That's why if you have a trans mindset, the one who hate will transform to love. I just want to share one episode when we train the people. These are the company employees, and we share. We have a sharing time like yesterday, and he keep on crying, almost 5 minutes. Then after that he shared, I hated my father because my father left with the young woman. He left all of us. Then my father called me. I want to go back to my family. But he refused it. I hate you, don't come. The reason why the father want to come back is because father has a cancer. Then young woman don't like that. Kick out. Then the father has no place to go back. Then he refused it. But after training, he confessed that I will accept my father. Then when I finish my training program, when I go back, I immediately call him and please come back. This is the transformation mindset. If you have a hatred in your heart, that means it's not good for you. We are not perfect. We can make a mistake and wrongdoing anytime. It means somebody make a mistake, somebody doing wrongdoing to you, Just forget and accept it and love them. That is what Bible really emphasize. But many people, they put the hatred in their heart. I just want to share one example. There, they put the two flowers in the entrance, and one flower asked them always this word, I hate you. Then one flower, I love you. What happened after 1 month? This flower dead. This is bright. What is the meaning of that? God created all the creatures. The creatures knows what is ongoing. Even flowers like love. This is the reason why when you plant something, you have to plant with the joy and love. Then it will grow well. Many people, especially farmers, they very hard, they do very hard. And their mindset is like this, I don't have any choice, but I plant. Then no good result. Anytime, you have to plant with something, with joy and love. Then there will be good result come out. And especially when you have a trans mindset, you can say from I cannot do, then can do. Because many people say that, oh, I cannot do. I don't have an educational background. I don't have money. I came from poor family. That's why they always say that I cannot do it. But once you have a trans mindset, you can say always, yes, I can do it. This is the way how we can transform the people. And this is Canaan strategy, how we can transform the people in the world. World Canaan movement in Korea is providing a model practicing of the pioneer spirit with the developed history of Korea through the Canaan Farmer School or Training Center in abroad. World Canaan movement introduced pioneer spirit. And through Canaan Farmer School in abroad, the model is the developed history of Korea. And we are trying to transform the people in the world for them to have a better life. This is what Canaan strategy is. And I share with all of this. Maybe you can understand more about what Canaan is doing and what is Canaan strategy.